How Soon Is Now from the Smiths on Revenge of the 80s Radio. Andy Rourke of the Smiths and KAV of Happy Mondays have teamed up for a new project, Blitz Vega. They're both with me now to talk about it. Welcome, gentlemen, to Revenge of the 80s Radio.
Well, thanks for having us.
There's quite the era gap between both of you, although you're living proof of a generational mix that can gel into rather intriguing combos. How'd the two of you meet up?
I guess. I met Andy when I was probably I was 17, and I was in a band from Leicester, where I'm from, and we were playing a show up in Manchester. So Andy came to the show, and there was people from all our favourite bands at the time, bands we were influenced by, like obviously the Smiths, New Order, Stone Roses, Oasis. A lot of the sort of Manchester crowd came down to that show, so it was a really big deal for us. And Andy was just such a humble, lovely guy, and he treated us really well. And it had a sort of really sort of long-lasting sort of positive impression on me. And then I guess we'd bump into each other over the years. I was playing for the Mondays from about 2004, and then we were over playing Coachella actually in California, and Andy was DJing. So that was in 2007, and we just hung out after the show, and we were just talking about music and just getting on, and maybe one day, making beautiful music together, and that's kind of it really, I guess, until a couple of years ago when Andy came over to LA and played my night, and again we spoke about it, and I guess that's it, isn't it, Andy? That's kind of how it happened.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were both kind of busy doing other things, weren't we? I was doing the dark thing with Dolores, which came to the sad end, obviously.
Yeah, that was a very young age, yes.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a knock for me, and so it took me a while just to want to delve into music again. But KAV was the first person that came to mind, and I gave him a call and made a trip over to LA, and things started to happen.
Andy, it was hard on you. At least I read that, the death of Dolores O'Riordan. But what reinvigorated you to be interested in music again, getting back into the studio and calling KAV?
It's just in my blood, I need to play. Like KAV said earlier, we're like kindred spirits, and we get along. And I'm tired of working with I'm tired of working with people that I don't get along with, and I really get along with KAV, and so I thought it would really make sense.
Yeah, you're right, Andy. Nobody wants to work with people they can't get along with. That can be annoying too after a while.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of bands and I don't get along with usually the singers. They're the worst. And that's what I found refreshing about KAV, because he was a singer that I actually got along with.
Yeah, and you're at the point now where you can say, hey, you know what? I'm tired of this. I don't want to work with these people. I can't stand them, or they can't stand me. I want to work with somebody I can team up with. KAV, you're that guy, but you also helped reform Happy Mondays. How did you become part of their new lineup?
Well, I was, I'd recently moved to London. This was in 2003, and I was running this sort of indie club night at a place called Turnmills with a guy called Danny Newman, who was the owner of Turnmills. And the night just kicked off. It was called Get Loaded, and it just sort of exploded. We didn't expect it to be so popular, but it was, on a Thursday night in London, it would just be absolutely packed. So, people like Tony Wilson, Peter Hook, Andy, obviously, bands like The Farm, just loads of people,
Yeah.
Boone, people like that they would all come and play and DJ, and Sean Ryder was hosting the night. So when the night, I think we were on our sixth night, then we were approached to take on Clapham Common and put on a festival, and so we did, and because independent festivals weren't that common, I think it was one of the first at the time that weren't backed by all the major agents. Then it was difficult to sort of book big headliners who were already confirmed to play Glastonbury or V Festival or some of the major festivals. So I approached Sean, and we were just sitting down having dinner. And I just asked him. I said, would you be up for doing a Sean William Ryder solo set for doing like a greatest hit set of some of your Black Grape and Happy Mondays material? And he was just like, no, let's reform the Mondays, and you can play guitar, and that was it. That's just how quick it happened. It wasn't like there was an option there, or something to think about, or there was like some major thought that went behind making it happen. That was it, and then a week later we were in the rehearsal room, and about 6 weeks later we were on stage to a few thousand people playing Monday songs, and then that was it. We just expected it to be a one-off gig. And but then the bookings started coming, and next thing I know, it's like over 3 years, and you're traveling around the world playing Fuji Rock and Roskilde and all these festivals and stuff, and that was it really. And that's what happened.
Andy Rourke and KAV are with me on Revenge of the 80s Radio. They are Blitz Vega. Gentlemen, you released LA Vampire as sort of a Halloween single. Why LA and not perhaps maybe London or New York? Well, all right. I guess London's where the werewolves go, but LA.
Yeah.
Well, I live in.
After you, Andy.
Yeah, I live in New York. KAV lives in LA. But I'm well aware of the LA Vampires and
I guess
the connotations of the song, because you do see so many kind of zombie sort of vampires over there. I mean, it's same in New York, really, and yeah.
That makes sense.
I think
people suck in blood.
We're recording in LA. We're there. That's where the band's mainly been based. And I've obviously been based there for a few years, and it's LA Vampire. Kind of the city inspired that track, and it's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek kind of song. It's not too serious, whereas maybe. Some of our songs are, but this one was more of a kind of a bit of fun and stuff. And, a lot of people move to LA to chase their dreams, and sometimes can have everything sucked out of them, I guess. And, vampires do that. So it's not necessarily, a vampire with fangs popping up, but it could take all kinds of different forms, And,
there's energy
Halloween's
vampires. Like the people you meet who suck out all your energy the moment you see them, or those who kind of suck out your dreams, that sort of thing. I get that. The dream smashing vampires.
Yeah, energy vampires. People like that. I don't know. Yeah, that's basically it. And it's just inspired by personal experiences. And like all the songs are. I mean, all the songs are sort of just our everyday.
It could have easily called New York Vampire.
Yeah, there you go. Or it could be anywhere vampires, world vampires.
Anywhere.
But it was in LA.
Pick a city.
Andy Rourke and KAV are with me on Revenge of the 80s Radio. We're talking about their new project, Blitz Vega. We're going to play a track from them in just a few moments. You seem to blend the dark and upbeat into a unique mix with the Blitz Vega project. Hey Christo, which we will be playing in a bit, let's just say it's a mosh pit-worthy example of that. What's the story with the narrating or the observing singer character? It seems like he wants to treat the Christo character with disdain, but then one can feel he seems a little empathy for the guy too.
Yeah, it's kind of like... again, it's inspired by a real character called Christo.
There we go. That works.
Look him up. You could, yeah. He has very interesting ideas and is very, experiencing things at a time where people are open to different viewpoints, but also, narrowing their view as well. So it's a constant struggle between love and hate, and also, negative and positive approaches to different viewpoints, and that's kind of it, really. So that's kind of what the Christo character represents.
And you tell him that he's not alone, that you're not alone part of the chorus. That's important for a lot of people who are listening. They might be thinking certain ways, or they have certain ideas or beliefs. They might think they're the only one, but really, you're not alone.
Yeah, basically, a bit of a comforting kind of pat on the back. Yeah. You're all right, you're not on your own. Basically, exactly what you said. So, yeah. Yeah, that's it, really.
I'll even throw another track in there, Lost and Found, because it's different. It's quite club danceable. It's a turnaround from the other tracks, at least the ones we just discussed.
Yeah, that was the first song we recorded. So when Andy first came over from New York, that was the first track that we came up with. And it was all based around, a breakbeat kind of vibe. And so everything kind of... we recorded everything to that, which then we added the live drums and Andy's bass and the guitars and everything. But it immediately had a groove, and it's something that it's a track that's gone down really well at the two live shows we played, both in London and especially at the LA show. It really sort of connected with the audience, seeing as they'd never heard the track before. So it seemed to get one of the biggest reactions of the night. So yeah, I guess the beat and the groove of that really has a lot to do with it.
I also read you guys were working on an EP at Abbey Road Studios, which is apparently set to be part of some kind of documentary.
Yeah, for you, Andy.
Well, it was, I was out at Abbey Road probably 10 years ago, doing some work there, but it was great to revisit the place. As soon as you walk in there, you can almost smell the history, and it just inspires you as soon as you walk through the door. So yeah, we were so lucky to do some recording, and it turned out really great. Kat, what do you think?
You've played live already as a team. What's next for Blitz Vega?
Yeah, so we're finishing the documentary, which is what Andy was talking about recording at Abbey Road. So that was, we recorded 6 songs live, and we wanted to just, just basically capture the band in action, capture the energy of the band without sort of overdubbing anything. So we recorded 6 songs there, and then we've been being followed around by a film crew since preparing for Abbey Road last March, and then they've been following us around through the shows and all the other stuff we've been doing behind the scenes and stuff. So we're coming to a conclusion with that over the next couple of months, and then so that'll be ready, and then we'll put the EP out. But we've got the 4th single, Love City, that'll be coming out I think in February, and there's also a remix coming out of Lost and Found as well. So and we'll announce some live dates as well for next year. So that's kind of it. That's the plan, and yeah, that's what we're doing.
Andy Rourke, KAV, thank you very much for joining us here on Revenge of the 80s Radio.
You're very welcome.
Cheers, Chris. Thank you.
Good luck, gentlemen, with the project, and let's play one of your new tracks. Hey Christo, new from Blitz Vega.